large wakes, feel free to grab the bars behind you.
I might have got it.
We are on San Diego Bay. Our bay is 16 miles long from north to south. There's about 33 miles of shoreline surrounding the bay, and there are 5 cities on the bay. The city of San Diego, just south of that is National City, then Chula Vista. At the southernmost end of our bay is Imperial Beach, and on our western shoreline, the city of Coronado, on Coronado Island, which is not an island at all. It is a peninsula joined to the mainland by a narrow strip of sand called the Silver Strand. Some of you may have flown into Lindbergh Field, our airport. I see a plane coming in for a landing right now behind the pilot boat. Lindbergh Field has only one runway. It's the busiest single runway airport in North America. A plane takes off or lands every 2 to 3 minutes. The landing is difficult, and pilots who land at Lindbergh Field must have additional training. They say it's like landing in a teacup, and so scary, some pilots have called it the cardiac approach. Now, why did they name our airport Lindbergh Field? Charles Lindbergh was not from San Diego, but his plane, the Spirit of St. Louis, was built here at Ryan Aeronautics. He first flew the Spirit of St. Louis to St. Louis, Missouri, to show the investors what they paid for. Then he flew to New York. He didn't sleep all night long worried about the flight. The next day, he flew across the Atlantic Ocean for 33 hours to France. First person ever to do this, and the year was 1927. Our bay wasn't very deep originally, only between 7 and 13 feet deep. There were so many whales in our bay in the middle of the 1800s that they were considered to be a menace to small boats. Since then, our bay has been dredged a number of times and now reaches a depth of more than 50 feet deep in the shipping channel. As we look over to the right, we see the hangars for the U.S. Coast Guard. The mission of the U.S. Coast Guard is prevention of accidents at sea, and if there is an accident, to perform rescue services. We can look over to the right, see the control tower of the airport. Just beyond that control tower is the location of Old Town, San Diego. Old Town is said to be the birthplace of California. The first mission was built there in a chain of 21 missions stretching all the way up the coast to San Francisco. On the hillside, they built a fort. Fort Stockton had a commanding view of our bay. In those days, there were no trees at all. San Diego is a coastal fog desert. We get about 10 or 11 inches of rain every year if we're lucky. And then we get a season of fog when the marine layer comes in. We get so much fog that they've named it the May Gray, the June Gloom, the No Sky July, followed by the July Fry. You're coming to visit just at the end of our No Sky July. As we look over to the right, ahead of our pilot boat, we see a hillside ascending. That is Point Loma. Point Loma is about 4 miles long. It's in a big curved shape, and its tip points directly to the south. It's the southwesternmost point or peninsula in the United States. It marks the entrance of San Diego Bay, and in 1542, a Portuguese explorer sailing under Spain's flag sailed into our bay. His name was Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo. Cabrillo thrust his flag into the ground and said, "I claim you for Spain, San Miguel." Well, San Miguel? This is San Diego. What happened? He met the local inhabitants. The Kumeyaay Indians have lived here since 5000 BC. Cabrillo continued up the coastline. His mission was to find a passageway to China and hopefully to find the mythical island of California. That island was mentioned in a 1500s adventure novel. Being right next to earthly paradise, the island of California was ruled by black women, and the only metal there was gold. stuck, California. So we are named after a mythical island in an adventure novel. Well, Cabrillo broke his leg about 3 months later and died of gangrene. He never made it back to Spain, but the 3 ships in the charts did. Another explorer came up the coast following the charts 60 years later, 1602. Sebastian Vizcaino came upon this bay. It wasn't in the right place on the chart. He thought he had made a new discovery. So Vizcaino thrust his flag in the ground. I gotta wake up, Cole. Hold on. Wake up. Sebastian Vizcaino thought he had made a new discovery. So he thrust his flag in the ground and said, I claim you for Spain, San Diego. Cabrillo had made a 3-degree navigational error in the chart, placing San Miguel 90 miles farther to the north. Vizcaino didn't care. He went up the coast and renamed everything that Cabrillo had found 60 years earlier. Tough luck, Juan. You gotta get your map.